Let me introduce our next speaker, if I may. Deputy Mayor of Barcelona, Jordi William Carnes. The Deputy Mayor is responsible for economic development, for finance, for taxation, for economic strategy for the city overall, and he's also the President of the Metropolitan Area of Barcelona. So, Deputy Mayor, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks and sorry for those Chelsea supporters, because apparently they were not very good last day, and I hope that today also we beat Stuttgart, so it's not give it for granted. We always will have a chance to play against Arsenal. He's a Arsenal supporter, so that's why I'm saying that. Now, briefly, I'm going to the focus. Why we wanted to run or to bid for the Olympic Games. Although Barcelona had a lot of history and moments of splendor, after the Franco regime, when it was 1975, where we were in a, let's say, downturn situation, crisis, grey mood, so we wanted to have, let's say, an excuse to go further on. And that was when we achieved in 1986 the nomination for the Summer Olympic Games. So, but the main ideas will be or recovering an overcrowded city, to improvement of the neighborhoods, and also to help the transformation the city needed. That was the main focus. But then the question is how you do this. Because it seems, and I may make a sort of remark, that's only a question of real estate and making infrastructures. That seems the obvious solution. But I may say that if you not get, therefore, the private sector involved, and I can tell you that 40% of all the investment that was done by that time on the sports centres were done by the private sector. A huge implication of the private sector, but most of all, it's the commitment of the citizens. They have to feel it. They have to think that it's something that is going to be positive for them. They have to become, let's say, proud of your city, or also the country has to feel proud of that city. So it's a mutual combination. And then I would say from that experience we developed 12 public and private platforms in different economical areas. Because the question is, and that's what is your focus today, is what happens the following day. The Olympic only takes 1 month. That's all. So the question is, after that, what happens? And what we did by that time is to start already thinking in more urban and economic projects, to improve the connectivity and accessibility, to improve business facilities and services, and improve the quality of life of your citizens. Remind the concept quality of life, I would say it's very important. And what we did by that time, to develop what are the present agenda of the city and of its metropolitan area. The 22 Act, which is an area of more than 200 hectares of industrial land, 3 million square meters for offices, 4,000 new units for housing, and more than 1,500 new corporations going there to do their business. That is part of the legacy. So to encourage the day after, and mainly I would say also think in metropolitan terms, because the city, totally different to London, we are very small. We only 1.6 million inhabitants. If we take into account the metropolitan, we go up to 3.5. There are already 27, 28 municipalities, legally independent. So it's very important for us to develop a brand which stands for Barcelona. That's our brand. But when we are coming away, I'm not selling only physically Barcelona. I'm selling a brand which means Barcelona, which is bigger than what we are. Because if we want to invest, you have to make it in more broader terms, and that's what we are doing at this moment, and that's what we are supporting. And as it's been said, now the bit, apart from connectivity, apart from better public services, we want to be, let's say, let me finish as I started, playing the Champions League. and we want to bid for the 2022 Winter Games. Munich is doing it 2018. So we want to be the first city who has bid for the two sort of Olympic. Summer, that's obvious, Mediterranean, summer, good weather, good food. But why not the winter? We are only 1.5 hours to the Pyrenees. So what we're doing at this moment, get the consensus from the people who live there. They are far away. They have never been in the map. Because you go to the Alps, you go to Colorado, but you're not thinking on going to the Pyrenees. Although a lot of English or British are going to Toulouse and then are going to Andorra. Why not go into Barcelona and then take a coach and go to the Pyrenees? So you enlarge your scope of your tourist platform, for example. So that's the ideas we are having permanently, because it's like doing cycling. If you stop pedaling, you fall. And that's the idea. But to do that, you have always to think how the people are going to understand that project. How can you get that people, those citizens involved in those projects? It's not only a question of pumping money and developing a big project in terms of sport facilities or real estate. It's fundamental, yes, because the money has to be there, and you have to be able to see the buildings. But then also think in the public services, kindergarten, public libraries, health centres. This is what makes a city or an area affordable to be lived on. Thank you.